you want your AI videos to look like real cinema, you have to stop just prompting and start directing. The secret, it's not just the words, it's the shot types and the style. On this one, I will break down the 20 most essential shots that you need to know. If you're a pro or beginner, it doesn't matter. This is how you tell a story. First video of a series that I will be uploading to this channel. And again, this one is the first video, the most common shots that you need to know, and the next videos of the series will be about very specific styles. Alright, so let's begin. First, let's focus on the shots defined by the subject's position and size. At the highest level, we can just group all of these shots into a long, medium, or close shots, where you have a lot of different variations in between. Extreme wide shot. The point of this shot is to place the subject into a specific location or to establish the scale of the scene. The subject matters, but everything that surrounds them is just as important. In fact, the subject can be very small or subtle in that shot. The establishing shot. This is often confused with an extreme wide shot. It has a similar idea to establish mood, location, and time, but the main subject often isn't visible at all. Just to give you an example, on the movie The Revenant, you see a lot of establishing shots of the cold, harsh, hostile forest in the winter. This sets the mood before you even see the character. Wide shot. Similar to the extreme wide shot, the location is still super important, and the goal is to establish the scene. The difference is that the subject's presence is much more dominant right here. Full body shot. Now this is simple. The subject fills or almost fills the frame from head to toe. The goal is to see the entire body. One thing I didn't mention is that every shot that you see right here was created on Whisk, which means that you can go to your computer, use Whisk because it's a free image generator, and then just recreate and practice every shot. Medium long shot. This one is simple. This shot shows the subject from about the knees up. Medium shot, same as before but closer. A medium shot frames the subject from about the waist up. Medium close-up. This one moves in tighter, framing from the chest up. Close-up. A close-up usually frames from the shoulders up, focusing on the subject's head or face. On most of these images, I'm using a subject as an example, but this could be anything. It could be a car, a dog, a landscape, a bug. It just could be anything, but the idea is the same. Extreme close-up. It emphasizes a very small portion of the subject, like just their eyes or mouth. We've seen this a million times in westerns, Tarantino movies, and anime. With all of these examples, can you see the pattern? We started with a super wide panoramic shot of something, and then we are just getting closer and closer and closer to the subject. Now, these ones are the most common ones that you really need to know. Then within each, you have other types of shots. The choker. This is a variation of the close-up, framing from just above the eyebrows and just below the mouth. The cowboy shot. This is really just a variation of the medium shot, but it gets the name from westerns because it's framed wide enough to showcase the subject and the gun holster. I mean, in a western, when you need to focus on the subject, if it's a cowboy, well, the gun needs to be there. Interview shot. The subject, it's not in the center. They're usually off to one side. Could be the left or it could be the right. Typically talking to someone just outside of the frame. Symmetrical shot. The subject, it's placed directly in the center, and the background is framed to be as symmetrical as possible. You see a lot of this on YouTube videos, but if you want a more cinematic example, just watch a Wes Anderson movie. Over the shoulder shot. This is a very common shot for conversations, where you are looking from behind one person's shoulder at the other person who is speaking. Coming up next, you have a few shots that became really popular mainly because of technology. For example, the drone shot. Nothing complex to explain right here. It's simply a shot taken from a drone, often high in the air. This is just one example. A drone shot could be anything because the angle could really change. The only thing in common is that the drone shot usually it's up in the air. If the drone is flying near the surface, well, that's a different type of shot. It doesn't matter you're doing it with a drone. The selfie shot. This is really more of a style than a formal shot. As the name implies, It's what this subject is doing, which is filming themselves. The point of view shot, or POV. This shot puts the audience directly into the character's head, seeing exactly what they see. Think of this shot through binoculars or keyholes, or maybe a webcam. Fisheye shot. This uses a very special lens to create a wide, distorted, spherical look. Now this shot is about the lens, and you have a lot of different examples. But on this video, I'm trying to focus on the most common ones, because you have a million different styles and lenses and shots. Finally, there's a whole other group of shots based on the camera angle, eye level shot. Nothing special here, the camera is positioned at a neutral human eye level. That's why it's called eye level shot. High angle shot. The camera is placed above the subject looking down. This is commonly used to make the subject look weak or less powerful. Well, that's in theory, but in practice, it really depends. It depends on the context, the story, and the subject's attitude. If I take a look at the example, she doesn't look weak. It's because of her expression. If she was maybe crying or sad, well then yeah. But in this case, she's not. She's smiling, so it's a different type of context. The low angle shot. This is the complete opposite. The camera is below eye level, looking up. This makes the subject look big, powerful, and dominant. I gotta say, this is one of the most powerful shots. A lot of music videos, for example, use the low angle shot to make the artist look powerful. If you want an example, go and find Are You Gonna Go My Way by Lenny Kravitz. It's a fantastic song, but it's full of this type of shots. Why? Well, Mr. Kravitz is a short man. He's not big. And the bass player, the rhythm guitar player, and even the drum player, which is a she, they are pretty tall, and he's pretty small. So we need a way to make Mr. Kravitz look big, because he's like, you know, the main singer. Therefore, we use a low angle shot, and he is always or almost always in the center. Bird's eye view. This is an extreme high angle shot, looking straight down from the top. It's great for describing a location and also showing how a subject moves through a room. A perfect example of this is John Wick 4. There's a gunfight scene, and I know the whole movie is a gunfight scene, but on John Wick 4, there's a complete sequence where the camera follows him from the ceiling as he moves from room to room. I gotta say, it's a fantastic shot. I didn't like John Wick 4, that much. I really liked the first one, but that scene just made the whole movie. Dutch angle or tilt. This is where the camera is tilted on its axis, so the horizon isn't level. It's used a lot on horror films because it's not symmetrical, and it makes the audience feel there's something odd, uneasy, or just wrong, or maybe something bad that it's about to happen. And these ones are the most common shots. You have a lot more styles and angles and types of shots. But since these ones are the most common ones, and this is the first video of this series, you could always come back and watch this video and use these shots as a reference. As you use them more and more, you will start to remember them and even just develop your own favorite personal shots. Like I mentioned, this is the first of the series. The next one is going to be a little bit more dedicated to very specific styles and shots. If you liked this, please like and subscribe. This channel is supported by viewers only. To support this channel, you can buy me a coffee through PayPal, YouTube Thanks, Patreon, or you can join one of my courses. It's all in the description of the video.